A vivid nylon patterned print with avocado sweet and anaglyptus swirls slumber Ethyl Bromide slowly down. She's counting hours and ticking clocks, so Di is dead and Cliff rocks, her blackouts to blackouts. What's on the box? A wireless, it's wireless, thermal non-slip socks. A slobber, a silence, a twitch, and we are back in the room. Hey, who's been voted out? The man in the moon. Dreaming away time, gas bill, the bubble, old flames, new shames, pedestrian trouble. Warming the pot, let the brew steep, putting the world to right, oh it'll keep. Released from the spell, that prescription haze, Ethyl Bromide awake. Wake up, their eyebrows to raise.
Ethyl! It's only on Dessa.
Oh, on Dessa, I'm cream crackered to say the most. Elsie yet again rudely broke me deep slumber. Ever so upset she was. I just wanted to get proper plazzed up. Oh, she kept saying, crying her eyes out. I slipped my bingo coat on and had to go round 3 in the morning. She couldn't lift her head off the pillow. I thought, hey up, she started on a winter cocktail of brandy and night nurse again. Oh, it's happened before. A few years ago when a cat, Oscar de la Rouche, strangely disappeared, she was adamant he was headhunted by a semi-retired drama teacher who she believed had strong connections with the European fishing ports. Truth be told, he'd been on a Mediterranean cruise, and that was in a cabin without a window. She said he's probably been rubbing shoulders with seamen all round the Adriatic. He'll have thrashed a good deal. On king prawns and general crustaceans. She said, how? I can hear her now. How can I compete with best salmon and recitals of Terry Regatton plays? Spying on him through the bedroom window. She says 10 to 4 in the morning, there was a sailor banging at his back door. She said he was probably dropping off a load of, seafood. It got very messy and involved restraining orders. She couldn't put a wheelie bin out for months due to actual proximity issues. She never heard from Oscar de la Rouche again until last September, when he obviously poured a text along a tail short. Stowed away to Vancouver, working night shifts for an equivalent of rent-a-kill, which suited his body clock. Elsie knew Oscar was delusioned by the state of Britain and the cuts of vicious strikers, the cat litter. It was getting harder and harder to make hens meet. She's still not on past the time of day terms with the semi-retired drama teacher. 100% convinced he was the brains behind the feline immigration. Myself, oh no, I don't feel safe abroad. Not now, unless I'm landlocked. I'm even slightly unnerved with large lakes. I could go to Poland, but if they're charging her about £85 an hour, change a tap washer, what do I want to go over there for? Oh, on Dessa. You know I said about those 7 Spielberger solicitors that are toing and froing with the letters over that pond to me? I've said to my legal brief, listen love, it's limited me recreational holiday destinations. A B&B in Sunderland next to an abattoir doesn't come near a scuba diving holiday in Magaluf. I'm suing you, you see, on Dessa, on the grounds of ongoing cruelty. Jaws 1 has without a doubt indefinitely psychologically scarred me. I'd love a goldfish. No. A canal barge holiday. No. A deep Belfast sink bowl. No. If Steven Spielberg ever crossed this threshold in order to discuss the case face to face, I wouldn't get too close. I don't agree with beards. They harbour germs. Dust. And it's been known the odd Odd mammal? No. I'd be civil, don't get me wrong. I'd swerve him a nice bit of grilled finny haddock and say, Stephen, I'd love to witness the antics of an hungry bottom feeder or experience the simple pleasure of a fly fishing, but alas, Jaws 1, not Jaws 2 or 3. The shark was obviously made by school children using bin bags, coat hangers and toilet roll tubes, but Jaws 1 still resonates with me. Do 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 do. Then I'd probably begin to cry into the glossy pages of Tom Cook Caribbean holiday brochure and make a mental note not to mention me city breaks in Sunderland next to the abattoir and the economic versatility of a slow cooking brisket. He'll never visit. He keeps his distance like the slippery anaconda he is. So I'm round Elsie's trying to lift her head off the pillow. Oh, it was like a dead weight. She'd only had some Botox done on the cheap in a porter cabin on some random waste ground near the Metrolink. Charmonique, Brick Lane and Botox merchants. The Charmonique used to be a bodybuilder but got tired of chafing thighs and the constant hunt for flattering diamante stage bikini. Discovered she was handy with a plunge router and resin cartridge injection gun. A start-up grant in the days when banks lent money to small businesses and, well, hey presto. Elsie had her forehead Moisture Shield tapered edge plasterboarded and, to be honest, with Yondessa, Charmonique had done a lovely job. It did take years off her. She'd had Mastercrete cement injections over the lip, around the eyes and the whole neck surface. She looked ever so well. Finished off and offsetted with softwood French doors. Oh, her head was like a dead weight. Oh, they'd not fitted the necessary neck joist and lattice girders, you see. Within 24 hours, subsidence had kicked in and the county council had slapped a demolition order on her forehead. I said, Elsie, next time you really need to do research on the establishments carrying out the procedures. Having the box set of nip and tuck doesn't mean that they're qualified surgeons. She said she'd read a rave review in Plasterboard Weekly and the British Builders Journal thought Charmonique's ingenious use of floor leveling compound was revolutionary. Luckily, unlike my good self, Elsie's got very strong neck muscles. She did need some well-placed carbon fibre, and some fibre for that matter, and then she was well on her way. Unlike me, my cartridge is wafer thin. Even clip-on earrings can throw my neck into spasm. Oh, I don't know. Oh no, I don't want daytime TV on Odessa. It makes me bleed from my ears at times. Oh, it does. I did see a good programme, mind you, on the National Geographic Digital Oil channel. It was on Senecot. No, not Senecot, Senegal. Trouble was, Elsie saw it as well. Caught on to the idea of carrying a shopping on top of her head. Have you ever done that, Ondessa? Elsie says it leaves all me hands free for knitting and says she's crocheted a bedspread walking back from Morrison's the other day. All your hands free. How many have you got? She said, never mind, it'll be out in the open come September on Living TV. Tuesday in the precinct with a fridge freezer on her head. She says, I know Iceland deliver and I do love their Sado pound meals for one. But she's frightened. If one of their vans pull up outside her house, she'll get tarred with the same brush as that Kerry Kerricatonia. And she said she never could stomach the Nolans. On a fixed income with a financial meltdown overdue, she says they'll stock it up with me personal perishables and I can have it plugged back in before the ISIS even knows there's something amiss. Dancing. Romancing. Doobie-doobie-doo. Sin romancing. Do come dance with me. Oh, I refuse to go shopping with her these days. Unless it's a basket of fruit on her head. And I can use the Carmen Roller's Miranda cover story. No. She can shop alone. Forget deepest, darkest sulphide vanilla. Though if you want to move sharpest, perhaps you're being repossessed or doing a moonlight flit. Slip her a sponge roll and ½ pound of mint imperials, and we're talking double wardrobes a lot on her head. Do you remember when the ghetto blasters were all in the rage, Odessa? The ghetto blasters, when they were all sort of the rage. Well, Elsie had one.
Oh, she did.
I think that's what strengthened her neck muscles. She doesn't even live in a ghetto. She's got window locks and a front door spy hole put in a back door. So it's hardly a ghetto, and technically it wasn't a ghetto blaster. It was a Technics hi-fi system with turntable, smoke glass door and a room to store your vinyl. Handbag, that is. She wouldn't fork out for the batteries needed for it, so it was an extension job situation. It's limited a catchment area to hang to a 230 metre radius. She could get as far as the corner shop and a kickback. Oh yes, A&E got the police involved, and the amount of people that were tripping up on Elsie's extension cable. I'd say to her, Elsie, Perry came and Engelbert and Cumper and Dink are not what the kids are listening to these days. They're not, are they? You can't twaz on your back to "and I love you so" on a piece of lino. Oh, I got most of the plasterboard nails out of her forehead. She keeps the temple brow decorative niches. Somewhere for a trailing geranium or a carriage clock. I said, Elsie, they work as effectively as any facelift. Drawing the eye away from the wrinkles towards a pleasant focal point. Oh, she wasn't convinced. So I dragged her down Market Street and asked 100 people, how old do you think this woman is? And do you know something, Odessa? The majority of them couldn't even give me a straight answer. Oh, hey, rustle out those coconut mushrooms, Odessa. I'm getting a bit peckish. And I love you so.
Oh,
That's what.
I've done your lovely couple of corned beef sandwiches and left them under a bit of cling film by the microwave.
All right, my love.
I'll be seeing you again then, love.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Odessa.